Good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing well. So, today we have here another video lesson. So, last time we already talked about five literary devices, and I hope you already watched that video lesson. So, last time again, we have simile, hyperbole, personification, oxymoron, and onomatopoeia as a type of literary devices. So, again, when we say simile, it is something to do with the comparison of things using the word like or as. Okay? So, and then hyperbole, it is something to do with exaggeration of things, not to emphasize the importance of that. So, for example, I am so hungry that I could eat a horse. So, the person is or just want to emphasize that he is very very hungry, but then he added the exaggeration in that sentence where he said that he could eat a horse. No, it is an exaggeration. So that is part of hyperbole. So when we say personification, it is something to do with human qualities that is given to an object. So, for example, the tree smiled at me. So, the human qualities in there is the sun smiled at me. So, the human qualities in there is the word smile. No, it is a human quality. We can smile. Okay, and then the object in the sentence is the sun, and then we also have oxymoron. When we see oxymoron, it is something to do with contradiction. Contradictionary or contradiction of concepts. Like for example, love, hate, bittersweet, pretty ugly. So it having different concept no with another word. And then lastly is the onomatopoeia. When we say onomatopoeia, it's something to do with the origin of the words or the origin of the sound or the sound itself. Like for example, the lion roared. So the word roar is an onomatopoeia or it is a sound of a lion. Now, um, again, those five literary devices, it is we use it in the lines or the script of the story. No? We use that to make the story or the movie more beautiful or more attractive to us. Okay, now we have here another part of literary devices, but it is something to do with the plot or plot devices. So when we say plot, it is something to do with the flow of the story or the sequence, no? Sequence of the story. Now let's have here the first one. Okay, so I have here a jumble the words. So you may try it at home. You may try to uh, arrange it in the correct form. Okay. So the correct answer is the plot twist. So when we say plot twist, it is any unexpected turn of the story that gives a new view on its entire topic. So when we say again plot twist, it is unexpected turn. So it is a scenario that we don't expect to happen in the story. No, we don't know that this will happen in the story, but then it happens in the story. So that is the plot twist. We don't know that it will happen. We don't know or what will happen in the story. Okay, but then uh the plot twist, no, we use plot twist to give shock, no, to give shock to the viewers, and we find this plot twist somehow in the middle of the story or mostly at the end of the story, when it's almost done or the finale of the story. So I have here an example. So have you already watched the movie Tangle? Okay, if not, then maybe you may watch it at home, no? So in the story, we all know that Rapunzel's hair is very powerful, okay? So the hair of Rapunzel, it shines, it glows, and it can also heal an injured person. So it is very powerful. It is very useful for everyone. However, in the end of the story or in the finale, okay, this man, okay, this man, excuse me. So this man, Eugene, he cut, no, he cut the hair of Rapunzel because the mother of Rapunzel, no, he take advantage of this hair. No, she used that to make her beauty or to make her younger. No. So at the end of the story, Eugene cut the hair of the main character, which is Rapunzel. So it is a plot twist because we don't expect that Eugene will cut the hair of Rapunzel. So it is a scenario that we don't know that it will happen in the story. So it is the plot twist of the story. Now let's have the second one. I also have here Frozen. No, very what do you call this? Very uh trending before 2013. Yes. So Frozen, no, what happened in the Frozen is that this this girl, wait, this girl Elsa, no, she accidentally froze the heart of her sister, which is Anna. So that's why nagkaroon ng sakit si Anna. So she becomes ill, no? She becomes very sick. So what happened? They try to look for a medicine for something to do that will help Anna's health. Okay, so they look for uh everywhere. So they look everywhere, and then they happen to meet the trolls. If you know the trolls, you may watch Frozen if you don't know. So according to trolls, no, um, the curse, yung nga, yung sakit, yung curse na nangyari kay Anna, it will fade if Anna find her true love. So, at the end of the story, Anna becomes a frozen ice, no? Naging yelo na siya ng tuluyan. So, we all thought that Kristoff, the other man, no? Kristoff or Prince Hans will be the true love of Anna. But turns out her sister will be his true love. So, si Anna lang pala ang magpapagaling ng kanyang sakit, no? Because of true love. So, in the end, the true love the true love of Anna is her sister. So, that is the plot twist of the story because we thought that maybe the true love of Anna is a guy or the prince Hans or the other guy which is or the name which is or the Kristoff or whose name is Kristoff. Okay? No. So let's move on. So again, the plot twist here is that we don't expect that Elsa will be the true love of Anna. Okay? Now let's move on. So the next one is the red herring. No? When we say wait, when we say red herring, it is the plot device that distract the reader's attention from plot twist. It is used to maintain tension and uncertainty. So red herring, it is something to do with the plot twist, no? Without the red herring, somehow the plot twist can be unsuccessful. Okay? The plot twist cannot be possible or it will not happen because red herring is a person or an object that maintain the tension or uncertainty of the viewers. So for example is again the Tangled, no? So um at the beginning of the story we no we don't know all we don't know, no, because maybe some of you don't know the Tangled movie. So Flynn, he is a thief, no? He is wanted, no, in the story. So again, thief, magnanakaw. So wanted, no, hinahanap siya in the story. So we all thought that the character of Flynn is a selfish man, no? Which he thinks yun nga, nasa isip niya lang is magnakaw at all, ne? But then in the middle of the story, Flynn turns out to be a hero. No, he tried to save Rapunzel from being take advantage by her mother, which is the witch. No? So the red herring in the story is Flynn because Flynn used to give uncertainty to us, no? As a criminal, but then it turned out he is a hero. So, and then another one is in the Frozen again, Prince Hans, no? Like what I told you a while ago, I thought Prince Hans will be the true love of Anna. But it turns out that Prince Hans is part of the villain. When we say villain, it is the person who opposes, ano, who opposes the main character or in Tagalog, kontrabida. Okay? So Prince Hans in the beginning of the story, he is a very good man. Okay? He is very lovable, he is very kind. But then at the end of the story, he tried to kill no the sister of Anna, which is Elsa. No, he tried to kill Elsa. So somehow Prince Hans is a red herring because it gives yun nga, tension, uncertainty that he will be the true love of Anna, but turns out he is a villain in the story. Okay? Okay. So again, another type of literary devices or plot devices is death trap. So death trap it is a plot device that the villain uses to try or uses to kill the protagonist and satisfy his own static desire. So again, when we say villain, it is something to do with the um or it is a person that opposes the main character. Again, kontrabida. And then, when we say protagonist, ito yung bida. Okay? The main character in the story. So, again, the kontrabida try to kill the bida in the story. Okay? So, for example, image not found. So, I have here, again, Frozen. So, like what I told you, Prince Hans. Okay? The prince try to kill Elsa, this one. Okay? Try to kill Elsa because Elsa is the reason why they have such catastrophe or yung mga nangyaring yun nga, sumobra ng lamig dun sa town nila. So Prince Hans tried to kill Elsa. So it is part of that trap because Elsa is a protagonist, no? Bida siya sa story. And then, the villain, which is, again, Prince Hans, tried to kill him. Okay, so that's why it is a death trap. Now, let's move on to the second one. Okay, so we have here the, I think this is the fifth one. So comic book death. Okay. Oh, okay. Comic book death. So it is a technique which major characters dies or disappears for forever, but characters reappears later in the story. So when we say comic book death, no, major characters. When we say major, no, it is the main character. It can be a protagonist or antagonist. Again, when we say protagonist, it is the bida of the story, and then when we say antagonist, it is the kontrabida in the story. So, nakalagay dyan, yung major characters, the bida or the kontrabida, dies, namatay, or kaya nag-disappear. But then, later on, nag-reappear, no? Bumalik siya sa story. So one of the example is Superman in the Justice League. If you haven't watched that, you may also watch it online, no? Justice League. So in the Justice League, um, it shows that Superman already died. And then the major characters in the story try to revive Superman. And then in the middle part of the story, ayun, successful, no? They are successful and um, Superman returned in the story. So, he reappear, no, in the story. So, that is an example of comic book that. Okay? Now, let's have here the second to the last. So, which is reverse chronology. When we say reverse chronology, it is a technique where the story begin. Oh, this is just a typo. No, wala tong D. The story begin at the end and then works back toward the beginning. So, reverse chronology, like for example, yung story ay pinakita na pinatay. No, pinatay yung character or the main character in the story. And then, on the chapter 1 or ang kasunod na nangyari is yung kung ano yung nangyari nung una. No? So, until mapunta doon sa dulo kung saan niya doon na pinatay. Ganon. Parang pabaliktad siya, pero somehow meron pa ring flow na maiintindihan ng readers or ng viewers. So, I have here an example which is a story from Wattpad which is entitled Sif Sky Archer. So, this story, yung prologue niya, it started with what is happening today. What is happening, um, what is happening today? Kung ano nangyayari sa bida ngayon. And then, on the chapter 1, it started noong college pa siya. College pa siya, nabubulol na ako. So, again, prologue, yun na yung meron siyang trabaho and anak, nandun na yun. So, what is happening sa kanya today? And then, pagdating sa chapter 1, doon pa lang kinuwento kung ano ba yung nangyari on the way nung nag-aaral pa lang siya. So, it started at the ending or the end of the story and then works back toward the beginning or the ending as well. Okay, so for the last one, in medias res, no? When we see in medias res, it is a literary technique where the narrative starts in the middle of the story and or it instead from its beginning. So so eto naman kung yung reverse chronology nagsimula siya sa dulo, then papunta sa beginning. Ito naman, nagsimula siya sa middle of the story. If you watch Knives Out, yon. It is an example of in medias res. No? Yung Knives Out is an example of in medias res where it started in the middle of the story and then towards the ending of the story. So that's all. Thank you for listening. So again, we have here a plot twist. When we say plot twist, again, it is unexpected. No? It is a scenario where we don't expect to happen. We don't know that it will happen in the story, but it happens. Okay? And then red herring, when we say red herring, it is something to do with the plot. No, it is a person, a place, or things that helps to that helps the plot twist to be successful. No? Red herring is used to maintain the tension and the uncertainty of the story. And the next is death trap. When we say death trap, it is a device that the kontrabida, no, try to kill the bida in the story. And then comic comic book death is ito naman yung mga bida kontra bida na namatay or nag-disappear in the story, but then later on, no, maybe in the latter part or the ending of the story, nag-reappear. Bumalik siya sa story. Nagpakita uli siya sa story. And then, next one is the reverse chronology. So, reverse chronology, ito yung mga story, nagsimula siya sa ending, and then, until the beginning of the story. Nag-work until beginning of the story. And then, lastly is the immediate res, wherein it started in the middle, no? Middle of the story towards the ending of the story. So, that's all. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you watch it until the end. Okay? So tomorrow I will give you an assessment about this topic. So that's all. Goodbye. Stay hydrated, no? And dyan lang kayo sa bahay nyo, no? Stop being gala, no? Kasi sobrang init po. Stay hydrated everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.